Since I couldn't sleep, I thought I would check the radar, and I want you to pay attention to something. Look at what's happening with this storm right now on this satellite. This is the naval satellite. See that right there? Do you see that? Are you seeing that? You can't not see it. Let me make it bigger for you. So if you believe that the storm is not being enhanced and manipulated by humans, well, that right there is the evidence of it. There is no reason why there should be this kind of digi-material or how do you put it? Cross-hatching appearance in this storm. So, just like Pacific Red One suggested, and I anticipate you should watch his video, they are manipulating the storm. They cut out a section of it on the video, you could see in the corner to tilt it down. Already the eye is bent down, and with this weird, white stuff around this, when I recorded the first video of the storm, none of this stuff showed up. So this happened just within the last few hours during the night. This again is the radiation, and I'm going to slow it down and go frame by frame so we can take a look at it. But whatever they're doing here is obviously man-made manipulation in this hurricane we're calling Lane. So I don't think anyone needs to panic. I know that the news wants to make it seem like it's more than it is and we should all be worried. And it's always good to take precautions. However, this is, let me see if I can get this where you can see it. It's going to be kind of hard for me because I'm on the laptop. Not laptop, I'm on a tablet. Okay, so I'm going to go through frame by frame until I get to the frame that's going to be identifying what I wanted you to see. Nothing there. And just, I just like to keep it honest, since apparently there's so much of our world that lies to us. And this is going to help you keep, this is going to help you keep honest, too, so you can speak in educated manner to say, nope, this does not make sense, so let's go to the next frame. That wasn't there a few hours ago. How come that's showing up now? It's not like they changed the satellite or the way that they read it. Same satellite. Still there. Now it gets interesting when I go a few more frames forward. It's definitely got some electroradiation effects on it. All the years I used to watch hurricanes, never did I see anything like this in the radars. It's just like those new clouds that we have. We went from 9 to 12 clouds. And yet, some of the clouds that I have taken pictures of, they still have no names for. I mean, look at that. Don't think any meteorologist can explain that, and if they do, they'll have to make up real clever lies. A story on that one. What could we call this? Go through a few more frames. And if you want to see this video, oh yeah, great. Let's look at this one. Let me go back one. So here's this. What is that? Isn't that interesting? Could that be the, I don't know. Are they heating it? Are they trying to move it? Really, what is this? Let me go on one more frame. I'm so glad I'm recording this, because unless you're up early in the morning and you catch it, you'll never see the strange things going on with our weather. The unnatural things going on with our weather. And then, bam, it just disappears. Check that out. It goes from, let me zoom out here. It goes from I'm on frame 44. So on 44, nothing, normal. And then it goes back one to all of that ionospheric heating or something, or radiation or something. Now, Pacific Red One already explained that this outer edge, which looks like it's kind of blowing out and feathering out, is manipulated. And it's true, because hurricanes back in Florida, when I used to watch them on the coast, never fanned out this much and never had this weird kind of feathering. This is new too. So, and if we zoom in over here, you can see that radiation, you can see it kind of over here on the left with the red. So it went through this whole area. And just like I explained before when I showed you the one with California, you'll see these rings upon rings. And that right there is known as radiation or sound waves. Here we go. And here we have it right here, some real interesting and digital lines across the map. Like, what? That's just suddenly there, but it's not there in this frame. Isn't that interesting, you know? And no one can explain this to you except the people who know what they're doing. And the people who know what they're doing may not be doing the nicest things to our weather. So now let me zoom in here. Let's take a look and see what we see on this map. It's always good. This one might be a little bit behind, but you can see the white there. When they do the white, and you saw it just a few frames back, oh wow, look at that. When you see the white come up, it is definitely the ionospheric heaters, and I learned that from my friend Stacy. But check this anomaly out. It's such a hard word to say, especially at 1 o'clock in the morning. What is this? Do you see that? So watch this. You're going to see this line come across, these squiggly lines, and then boom, the weather pattern changes and freezes. I want to see if I can slow this down. So let's go to the East Pacific and let's go ahead and watch it again and see if it shows up here. Are we going to see it? No, we can't see it on this map. It's very interesting. Oh, but we did see that white. Check out this white blurb that comes up here by South America. Oh yes, there we see the rings right there. So let me slow this down if I can. This one is, let me go to the Mimic 2 WP. And you start to get very familiar with these and you start to pay attention to them, and then you really understand what's going on. Well, you may not understand what's going on, but you understand that what's going on is not a natural occurrence in nature. So let's see here. You really have to slow it down because they speed it up. They keep it running so fast that you can't. Sorry, this is really that you're unable to really see what's going on, and I think that's part of the plan. You know, we're so smart and we're so observant. They forget that humans have been observing strange things in the world for a long time, and so let's see if I can. Okay. All right, that's really strange. We have this very bizarre line. I don't even know what you can consider that. It doesn't look. I'm just looking at this weather pattern. It's just so strange to me, considering the jet stream has never looked normal. And let's see what we see on this one. Not seeing a lot here. It seems to be showing up much. You'll see these waves of lines that move through. Pay attention to that as it moves from right to left. That I always find interesting. It's like this pulse of some kind of magnetic energy that constantly moves through the map. Oh, yeah, nope. I thought I saw it. So I'm going to go back to the other map that we were just looking at and see if there's a way I can slow that down so we can get a really close look at what was going on there. So there it is. Okay, let me zoom in. There we go. I'm going to get as close as possible, and you're going to take a look at this. Now you saw the map that I just recorded 4 hours ago, and it had all those white lines. But now look at this one. We can see the ionospheric heating going on into the hurricane, and then now we see this weird kind of spiral thing going from the bottom of South America up toward Hawaii, and then these bizarre white stripes. And when you see it hit, then you'll see the weather pattern change after it hits. And that's what's very interesting. So as you watch these bizarre, unnatural things show up in the radar, pay attention to underneath and watch the cold and the warm sections of water and see how they move. As soon as it hits, how it shifts and it moves in different directions. I would say that this would be just a computer glitch if the weather pattern stayed the same. But since as soon as you see this, then you see significant changes in the weather pattern, it has to be something that is being recorded that is happening on the actual Earth itself. And it's just very strange and very fascinating. And, there's days where I'll watch this map and none of this stuff comes up. It's just a normal map. But today, a lot of stuff is showing. And, yeah, look at that. Really interesting. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and post this video, and I hope that Pacific Redwood will take a look at it too. And look at this ring right here that comes up down there by Costa Rica and Panama. You see it right there. Boom, that ring right there and that white line. And let's see, this is certainly, you can tell they had to reheat. You had the hurricane doing fine. They had to reheat it to get the eye. You see all that white stuff in there? That's the ionospheric heaters. I hope I'm calling it right. I'm not really a scientist in this manner. And then once they have that, they were able to kind of set the eye of the storm. There the eye is again. And then after they did that, this pulse, which is interesting here, comes up. And after this pulse comes up, it kind of pushes it up a little bit. So I'm excited to see. I'll come back on, about 7 o'clock in the morning. I want to see what happens, like where it moves after this. Because, your weather reporters are going to tell you what they're paid to tell you. They get the same script. And if you want to know what's really going on, you got to look at some of these maps where these got these strange things. I mean, this is just bizarre when you just look at it. This doesn't make sense. But maybe it makes sense to the scientists and the weather manipulators because they know what they're doing. All right, so that's enough for tonight, and see you in the morning. Oh, and don't worry about the storm. They're going to push it up and turn it away. You can already tell the storm was breaking apart earlier because they had to, reproduce the eye in it. You could see where they're reproducing the eye. It's so funny that it's so obvious to me, and I'm just an artist. Okay, well, good night.